What's up guys, and welcome back to B4Crypto. In today's video we're going to look at Bitcoin because at the moment we are getting a massive rejection after we failed to break through this resistance area. So guys, what could we expect? Because tomorrow we are going to see the CPI release. Are we going to see this dump before the CPI release like we see at the moment, and then a huge volatility during the CPI release, and then a massive pump after a positive CPI release? We're going to find out exactly that, guys, because guys, we're going to look at the overall inflation expectations, and we're going to find out what are the key factors that we have to keep an eye on. And guys, we're also going to look at the total crypto market to find out where the crypto market is at the moment. So guys, if you want to find out more, watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe. And now let's start with the video. What's up guys, and welcome back to B4Crypto. Guys, before we're going to start with this content, I want to thank you all for smashing up the like button and subscribing to my channel. And guys, if you're new to this channel, subscribe, like and share this content. You would really support me a lot. And now let's go straight into the content. And guys, we're going to start with a news article that is going to tell us what are the inflation expectations. And we're going to read through this article to find out what we could expect. So guys, in recent weeks, better than expected corporate earnings and strong labor market data have dispelled concerns about imminent US recession, helping stock markets rebound from their lows. But inflation remains the elephant in the room. Senior analyst at Swissquote Bank commented, investors are confident that inflation in the US may have peaked last month, as the New York Fed survey of consumer expectations showed steep drops in inflation expectations in July. For economists, inflation expectations are more important than the actual data because it is believed to be self-fulfilling. Plus, Federal Reserve Fed Chair Jerome Powell mentioned in the New York Fed results as a reason for the more aggressive rate increase as the June FOMC meeting. Therefore, the last New York Fed survey may have given some relief to the Fed, although tomorrow's CPI print will say the last word when it comes to the market sentiment. She added, a print in line with expectations, or ideally softer, should calm down the hawkish Fed expectations, whereas a figure above expectations, or God forbid above the last month 9.1, would send another shockwave to the markets. For now, there is a reason to be optimistic, as the drop in energy and commodity prices should have cooling effect on inflation. Yet higher labor costs could keep inflation sticky, undesirably high levels. So guys, tomorrow we're going to see the CPI release at 8:30 AM Eastern time. So guys, we're going to find out if the expectation is going to be higher or lower. So guys, we're going to go directly into the charts. So guys, first of all, we're going to look at the previous CPI release, and we saw that we had this dump before the CPI release, and then we saw high volatility breaking this trend line towards the downside. So then on the same day of the CPI release, we saw a massive pump towards the upside, leading the crypto markets all the way to a level of round about $23,300. So guys, we're going to go on the lower time frames to really find out what we could expect on the 4-hour charts if we're going to see the CPI release and what levels we could expect. So guys, at the moment we saw that we didn't break through this resistance area that we have formed, where we also have this massive resistance box. And we tried to break through this level several times. We had this fake out towards the upside, but then guys, we dumped all the way down to the bottom of this range, and you can see that we have formed this top and this bottom range, and the price of Bitcoin is consolidating in between these lines. And guys, at the moment it's really hard to trade Bitcoin because at the moment we can't see any clear structures forming for Bitcoin. And guys, at the moment we saw this massive rejection towards the downside. So guys, what could we expect? I think that we're going to see a dump towards the CPI release, and that we are maybe going to reach this bottom support line. Because guys, at the moment you can see we have this middle line, and that was also some support and resistance in these areas, and at the moment we already broke these levels. So guys, we could expect at the moment that we are going to see the price of Bitcoin dump even lower to the support box, and maybe we are going to see a high volatility during the CPI release, that we are maybe breaking this trend line towards the downside. So then after the results from the CPI and the inflation numbers, we are going to see that Bitcoin will hold this level and that we most probably going to see a strong bounce from these regions. But guys, if we are going to get a bad results from the CPI, I could expect that we are going to break this trend line that we are forming for a very long time, guys. And you can see that actually we were starting this trend line at the last CPI release. And afterwards we saw this pump towards the upside, and then we found support on this trend line again. And afterwards we bounced even higher. So at the moment, guys, I could expect that we're going to reach this level towards the CPI reading. So guys, if we have peaked with the inflation, I could expect a strong bounce from these regions. But guys, if we will see even higher rate hikes, or that the inflation can't be controlled, then I could expect that we are going to break this trend line towards the downside, and that we could expect price levels of $21,000 for Bitcoin until we're going to see the next support. Or maybe we're going to see a horror scenario that we're going to break these levels. But guys, at the moment, I think that we're going to reach this level of this trend line, and that is round about the $22,400 towards the CPI reading, and that afterwards we are going to get a positive news and a bounce for Bitcoin. And guys, we're also going to look at the total market cap at the moment, because there we can see something very interesting and something that could turn the whole crypto market around. So guys, at the moment we are on the total crypto market, and that means that all the cryptocurrencies combined in one market cap. And you can see that the market cap of the whole crypto industry at the moment is at 1.1 trillion. And guys, you could see that we've reached a total market cap for all the cryptocurrencies at a high of round about $3 trillion. So guys, are we going to see that we are going to break this major downtrend that we are in? Actually, from the beginning of April, we can see that the total crypto market is moving towards the downside, and at the moment we are at this critical level. And you can see that we went under $1 trillion, and at the moment we are on this trend line, fighting our way back up. So guys, could we expect that the whole crypto market will break this downtrend, that we could expect a major move in the whole crypto market for the altcoins and also for Bitcoin? So guys, we're going to look at the weekly chart of Bitcoin, because at the moment it is quite bullish for Bitcoin. So guys, on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, we can see that the price of Bitcoin dumped underneath the 200 weekly moving average, and that was quite bearish, guys. But at the moment we can see that Bitcoin is back above the 200 weekly moving average, and that is quite bullish for Bitcoin, because if we're going to hold the weekly candle above the 200 weekly moving average, we could expect that we are going to see a relief rally from these regions, and maybe even reach a price target of $28,000, or even this massive resistance that we have formed all the way at the $30,000 level. So guys, we could really see a relief bounce all the way up to a level of $30,000 until we're going to see the next move towards the downside. So guys, and for that we have to look at a different indicator, and that is the 13 EMA. Because guys, on the weekly chart, the 13 EMA will always tell us if we're going to see a move towards the upside. Because guys, if we go back and we see this massive dump towards the downside at the previous bull run in 2018, we could see that in 2019, in the beginning of 2019, we exactly broke the 13 EMA on the weekly chart. And that was quite bullish, guys, because this told us that we have stayed over the 13 EMA on the weekly chart, and we saw a bullish move towards the upside, and afterwards we went under the 13 EMA again, and then we saw the same scenario. After we broke the 13 EMA on the weekly chart, we could expect a relief rally after this break of the 13 EMA. And guys, as you can see, in 2020 we had this major corona dump towards the downside, and afterwards we broke the 13 EMA again, and afterwards we stayed above the 13 EMA for a very long period. So guys, could this be an indication that we are going to break the 13 EMA on the weekly chart, and that we could expect a bullish move for Bitcoin towards these regions until we are then going to see a dump to these levels again, and afterwards we're going to start this bullish cycle and the next bull run for Bitcoin? So guys, we really have to find out on the 4-hour chart, are we going to see that we're going to come all the way to this level and see a high volatility during the CPI release? and afterwards we could really say we are seeing a bullish move towards the upside, or we are going to see a dump even lower and reach maybe a price target of 21,000 US dollars for Bitcoin. Guys, these are my scenarios that could play out for the price of Bitcoin during the CPI release. So guys, if you want to trade all of this, go down in the video description and there you find my referral links from Phemex, where you receive a 4,100 US dollar deposit bonus, and on MEXC Global, where you receive a 1,000 US dollar deposit bonus. So guys, make use of this free money. And guys, if you like this content, smash up the like button, subscribe to this channel, and keep in mind, you have to be for crypto.